and welcome to Lety Does Playing Lone Wolf, The Huntress, Book 3, Echoes of Eternity, Part 16. So, I filmed parts 15 through 17 of this Let's Play all in one go, and this clip that you're watching marks the beginning of Part 16. If you haven't seen Part 15 yet, you can find the link for that in this video's PeerTube description. Let's get started! The shadow advances, driving you towards the nothingness. Across time and space I have drawn you to bring me back what's mine. Now, give me my amulet. Abraa'xnathor, Spirit, Endurance 32. The combat ratio for this fight begins at -5. Normally, this draconic spirit would be immune to your weapons, but the Void Amulet is allowing you to harm it. Also, you can find strength through certain items and arts. The following weapons deal +3 damage to the spirit each time you deal damage. If you wield both weapons at the same time, gain the bonus for both weapons. Bejeweled Warhammer Nar's Bane. If you have either Zantashi or Salazan's, then add an additional +2 to all damage you deal. Having Pharisia's Charm adds +4 to the combat ratio. If you have a flagon of holy water or a flask of magic water, you can use it to deal +15 to Abraa'xnathor. Other poisons and potions have no effect on him, nor do fire seeds. You may still drink a ether to boost your combat ratio, however, and any other potions that benefit you. If you win this combat, turn to 53. I don't have Nar's Bane anymore. I threw it at the wet nurse because I thought I needed to. But I do still have the Bejeweled Warhammer. Oh, it's been a while since I've looked at this. I don't have Zantashi or Salazan, so that's unfortunate. Was I supposed to erase a shot on my Voltec hand cannon? The world kind of ended, so I am not sure. If I need to, I'll make a decision later. Okay. And of course I have Pharisia's Charm. And the flask of magic water I used in book number 1. That's so long ago! Okay, I don't have it anymore. Let me write down their name. And then I will go here to the combat record. This is marked for death 157. This is a combat ratio of -1 because we're here. And then my weapon will be the Bejeweled Warhammer, and I will use it to deal damage to them. Extra damage. Having had the water would have been so good, but that's so long ago. I don't have it anymore. I don't know how I could be expected to have it. Rolling the die. I don't know if that's a 6 or an 8. The facing me, it looks like an 8, so I guess I will just go with an 8. What does that mean? Or you haven't even filled any of this out, Lety. See what this means first. And then I need to use my void EP, and that is going to be 35. Okay, now let's figure out what that means. Here we are, and I rolled an 8. So I take 1 damage, they take 9, but they also take 3 more damage because of the thing. So that's 12 total, so they take 20, or they have 20 when we're done with that. And I have 34. There's no way to regain it. Could I have used any... What's Skin Crawler? What does that do again? 1 round this combat. Okay, well, maybe I should hold on to that then. Definitely not for 1 damage. Psh. Okay, rolling again. A 7, sure. And that means 8 and 2. And an extra 3. So, yes. Right? Yes. I don't know. Okay, next one. Rolling again. That's a 3. Okay. I rolled a 3. I have a feeling that's not good. Okay. That's pretty bad for me, so I think I might have to use my potion. Right? I don't really want to use the Sun God's Shield just quite yet. So do I still have the Skin Crawler? Yeah, I never used it. Okay. I guess I will use it now. Okay. Well, that's the only one I had, so after this I'm kind of screwed. And I need to roll 1 more time. Is that a 1? I was just saying how they couldn't do this. And it never said that I could use my Void Amulet again to reroll. That's a 1. Okay. Well, that's... I should have held on to it for 1 more round, but, you know, that's how stuff goes sometime. Wow! That's harsh. Okay. It's just enough for them to die, but... Oh, but I have the sun god's shield, I guess. No, not my shield! Are you kidding me? Do I do it? I've been holding on to the sun god's shield for a very long time. I really don't want to get rid of it. Not my shield! Fine. Oh, I need a shield. What if I need a leader? I'll take the hit. What is that, 27? Yes. Okay. I'll take the hit. That's fine. We have defeated them. I used my skin crawler poison. Whatever. I need to erase my skin crawler poison right here. Okay. Yay. We are down to 27. Down here on the void EP. Okay. And finally we are going here. Minus... Okay. If you win, turn to 53. Let's do that. The spirit lets out a mournful howl as you strike a blow that splits its shadowed head open. A smoky penumbra flows from the wound, cold as winter's breath. The spirit recoils, cursing you. What is the void amulet? You demand. Why did you want it? She-devil, the spirit hisses. Grimalkin. The amulet holds a portion of my soul. I gave it to the sorceress long ago. She was meant to use the void amulet to bring me back to Magnamon. She failed me. But the veil between worlds has grown ever weaker since then. With the amulet back in my possession, I could have broken free myself. You stare at the amulet in disgust, shivering to think how you have been touched by its power. And yet you must use it a while longer if you are to return to Magnamon. It was an easy thing to corrupt Nazca's mind, so filled with sadness and guilt, the spirit goes on. And know this, little bird, I sense the same in you. On this last word, shouted at you like a physical attack, the fire rises higher and close in to snuff out your life. You stand defiant, determined that if you will burn without cowering. But when the flames pass over you, they hold no heat, and when their brightness fades, you find you are back on the rock-sown beach outside the cave. Your scar has stopped itching, and never will again. Nor will you ever be plagued by the whispers. Erase the mark of the Agarashi from your action chart, as well as the dark blessing if you have it. In their place, for striking down a tremendous evil, gain Ashira's blessing! +3 to all combat ratios. This is a permanent bonus! Knowing the amulet's true nature makes you want to fling it into the sea, but you push aside your impulse and focus, knowing it is also the only way out of the strange domain. Turn to 225. Oh my gosh! Not gonna lie though, Mark of the Agarashis helped me a lot of times. Like, I know he's saying it was all to lead me to him, but am I not gonna be able to talk to weird little animals now? Or read stuff that I shouldn't be able to read? Or understand stuff I shouldn't be able to understand? This feels like a big loss. But I suppose the itchy eye is worth getting rid of all that. So now what are we doing? Erase it from your action chart and gain a Shear's blessing. Is that a hunting art though? Like, yeah, right? I'm trading the two? Or is that like its own thing? I'll replace it for now. And if I'm not supposed to do that, I don't know. And then I've learned that I cannot be trusted to remember what it is I'm doing when I'm fighting. So right here on my combat record itself, I need to write there. Look here, you stupid. Because I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself. Okay. Just what am I looking for? 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 Oops. I think I wrote this. Oh, this was in the wrong slot. Okay, these two are together. This is 53. Stupid. I'm just getting rid of everything I've held on to this whole time. That's pretty great. Stop it. A deep roar and cracking of stone splits the air with its reverberant noise. When you next open your eyes, it is to see stairs clefted deep into the cliffside, zigzagging up it. You take them. 4 times the stairs reach a landing before switchbacking in the other direction. At each landing you find a statue. The first is a statue of Syndra, hand extended as when she first met you. At the second landing stands Yala, his warm smile perfectly captured. Nessa is the third to silently greet you, arms thrown wide as if once again catching the barbs of the Narbol bomb. And the final shows Tavosh, colored green by a thin covering of moss. He is so lifelike you can almost hear his voice. I've got to be taller than this. Get it right, Huntress. The cliff top is a crown of bright green clover, on which lie two figures, Ventrix and the Faceless. Both are unconscious, Ventrix lying in the lap of the Faceless, the child's black hair running like ink over the white surcoat. You walk past them to the other end of the cliff and peer over it. Beyond the edge stretches an infinite sky, filled with clouds and bright, endless blue. You feel sure this is the border of the confluence, or at least this is how it has manifested to your eyes. All at once you are tired of having something on your face. You hesitate, then remove your demonic mask and take a deep breath. Indeed, the air is breathable here. Whether that's a trick of the amulet or a sign you are close to a real exit, you do not know. You sit down on a large stone and contemplate the two younger versions of yourself. Your first desire is to wake them, tell them everything that has happened and will happen so they do not have to do it all over again. Make all the mistakes and go through the pain you have. But it is a fleeting desire. You cannot save them, not if you want to save the people of Voltec. Taking a deep breath, you summon the power of the Void Amulet, a power you can feel running dry. What you do next nearly breaks it. You concentrate and will two doors into existence. They appear before you and swing open. Through one, you see a rocky beach. Through the other, a vast desert. Lifting the Faceless, being careful of her wound, you drag her to the second door, and careful not to step past it yourself, gently push her through. Then you turn to the little girl, only to find her up and watching you. There was an island. Home, she says. And then something happened. She screws up her face trying to remember. It's like a dream. Are we dead? You're not dead, but you have to go. Oh, she says, looking disappointed. But it's nice here. Are you coming too? You shake your head. I have my own place to be. Taking her hand, you lead her to the door, looking out at the beach. She stops at the entrance. What will happen next? She asks. That depends on what you decide, you say. Will I remember you? You won't. This will all feel like a dream, like your island does now, but I promise you'll be okay. Okay, Ventrix says. I believe you. And without hesitation or fear, she steps through. You feel the warmth of her little hand lingering on your palm. Good luck, tiny bird, you think. Then you close the door. You go to close the other one, too, but you never get the chance. The amulet has finally been spent. Its surface cracks and it falls away from your neck, becoming just a rust stain among the clovers. Erase the Void Amulet and all Void endurance from your action chart. Immediately, the island begins to fall apart. The clovers die. The beach bleeds away into nothing. The confluence is reasserting its natural void-light state. You can hear the screams building again, the wind returning. You replace the mask on your face, step to the edge of the cliff, and throw yourself into the sky. Turn to 139. I was like, Lety, you gotta stop holding on to everything forever. It's okay if you use the potion. No point! Okay. I'm erasing the Void Endurance now. My potion. This time you do not even remember falling. It's like you told the little girl. It all seems like a dream you are woken from by someone speaking very rapidly. I swear I wasn't trying to summon a unicorn, Elder Covalis. I haven't tried since the incident with the goat, though I do have some ideas on how that could be fixed for the next time. I was just taking my turn at guarding the shadow gate when she appeared, mask and all. You do think it's her, isn't it? Not some demon in disguise? I'm not a demon, Cathar, you groan, pushing yourself into a seated position and fumbling to pull free the crystal star pendant you wear around your neck, a device that would instantly glow to warn the magicians a demon has entered the chamber. The metal does have a slight gleam to it now, but it is only a trick of the firelight. You are in a long, torch-lit subterranean vault, one walled lined with throne-like seats. Behind you stands a marble portal surrounding a deep darkness, like a hole that has learned to stand up. Cathar stands only a few feet away in front of the line of thrones, his hands anxiously plucking at the embroidered stars on his blue robes. You smile at him, then remember he cannot see it. You push the demonic mask up, for once not caring about the scars. By the gods, but it's good to hear your voice again, you say. That is the first time anyone will have told him that, says another man, similarly garbed in blue robes, though his hand pulls at his beard, brown peppered with gray instead of his stars. Elder Santrin Corvallis, you have not met before, though you remember Cathar telling you he was the one who healed you after your encounter with Morden and the tall man. His long hair is pulled back in a simple ponytail and his robes are exceptionally clean and straight, his fingernails trimmed. You give the immediate perception of someone who pays attention to every little detail. But you just left, Cathar says. Did you already find what you were looking for at Hart Manor? I will, you say, and what I see there will end up turning me south to Basagonia, then decide. Eventually I become lost in the Serpent Swamp, and then 2 months from now I will sail past the Stormvale. There is a story here requiring more than cold floors and riddles, Sandrin says. We need more comfortable environs. And food and drink, too. As he mentions these last, your stomach lets out an audible agreement. I'll go to the kitchens, Cathar says. No, Sandrin says. We shall not stay here, but go instead to Ravenhurst Tower, all of us. I want you present for this tale. After all, you were part of its beginning. I believe it is only right you be part of its ending. The smile that Cathar gives is worth your entire trip through the confluence. Turn to 168. Yay! I'm so glad I see him again. Oh. I was really hoping I would. Okay. Sandrin and Cathar lead you out of the Guild Hall and across Venus Avenue to Ravenhurst Tower. You blink painfully against the brightness of the day, even through the cover of the mask. It feels like years since you have seen the actual sun. Ravenhurst appears as lovely as any building belonging to the guild, with stained glass windows and sweeping architectural embellishments. But in truth it is a fortress, one of the most secure places in all of Summerlin, for it is here that the guild experiments with dangerous magics, a process overseen by Sandrin Corvallis. Soon you are situated in a small but comfortable study, where over the course of 7 hours you eat, drink, and tell your story, stopping only to answer questions put forward by Sandrin, who asks them often and who expects precision in the answers given. When it is done, you feel wrung out, like a lemon squeezed too many times. You sleep on a couch in the study, exhausted beyond measure. Restore your endurance to its maximum value. You wake around midnight to find Xandron and Cathar still in the room, talking in low voices with a third person, a studious-looking man with a neatly trimmed mustache and beard, and, despite their evident youthfulness, the beginnings of a fast receding hairline. He carries with him a redwood staff, topped with a silver crescent moon. When Xandron sees you are up, he beckons you to join them at a round table. Your breath catches when you see the Sindarian vessel sitting on the table, as golden as ever it was in the forge of Voltec. To summarize what you've told us, Xandron says, this box contains a pocket dimension you created by channeling the powers of the confluence, which the box is meant to process. All the survivors of Voltec have been trapped in this dimension for thousands of years, though it may be a much shorter time for them. That's correct, you say. And when Sintra the Generous found the box, she was able to divine its basic purpose. She forced the family's demon into the time vessel without realizing there were already occupants. Yet, in turning the vessel into a jail for her demon, she mistakenly also imprisoned the Vol. And we cannot release them without also releasing their Uncorth roommate. Cathar chimes in. But if the demon were to be defeated, then the Vol people could be freed, Xandron suggests. Someone would have to go into the pocket dimension and face the demon, you point out. Is that possible? What do you mean? To face a demon or to get inside the vessel? Xandron asks. Both, you respond. Xandron gestures to the newcomer with the staff, who has stayed silent but attentive during this conversation. Loy Kaimar is one of our most promising mages. His greatest accomplishment, an accomplishment worthy of wizards twice his age, is mastery of the guild staff, with which he can teleport a person to anywhere on Magdaman. While the dimension within the box isn't exactly Magdaman, he believes that because you have been to Voltec and know its people, he can get you inside. As for fighting the demon, I believe we can help with that. What do you say to one more hunt? You lower the demonic mask back over your face. One last hunt. You agree. After this, I'm retired. Do you have the elixir and Pharisia's charm? If you do, turn to 31. If you do not have both, turn to 229. Elixir? What elixir? Oh no. Well, I don't. I should have written this on this side. Too late. It's fine. That's upsetting. Oh no. Damn it. A demon cannot be harmed by normal weapons. Xandron instructs you as Loy Kaimar readies his spell. Take this with you. It was used during the Helgas Wars. He hands you a green haft spear, bladed at both ends. One end for slashing, the other for piercing. You smile when he tells you that it was called a hunter's staff. Add the hunter's staff to your action chart as a weapon. You must keep it, erasing another weapon in its favor if necessary. The hunter's staff can be wielded one-handed or two-handed. Decide before beginning combat. One-handed, it can be used with another weapon or shield and adds +2 damage, +2 to your combat ratio. Two-handed, it deals +3 damage every round, and you may repick any single result of 1 in the combat using the second number chosen instead. Picture one of the Vol people in your mind, a person you can remember in detail, like Kaimar instructs as he raises his guild staff above your head. You close your eyes and let the obsidian faces of the Vol people, beautiful, graceful, run through your mind. One face drifts up past all the others. That of Nathan, your brother you didn't know you had until it was too late to say goodbye. His wide, honest smile reminds you of Kathar's. You keep your eyes closed, but tell Lloyd Kamar you are ready. Keep that image fixed in your mind. Lloyd Kamar says. Then begins to chant. Beyond your closed eyelids, you see flashes of color, reds and oranges and bright white. Lloyd Kamar calls to you to hold the thought, to focus on it no matter what, but his voice has become distant and difficult to decipher. The ground tilts, and you almost lose your brother's image, but you recover and double your concentration. As you do, Nathan's face moves, losing its smile and instead gaining a look of surprise, then horror. Then it is torn in two, spilling blood from either side. You scream, but your scream echoes not in the small study of Ravenhurst Tower. You open your eyes to find you are standing on a wide, empty road in a familiar city carved into a recognizable mountain. The tiles under your feet illustrate the god Kai inside the shining sun. Just beyond the road stands the guardian statue of Jin, and past her the beach. Everything is just how you remember Voltec, except that the waves are not moving, except that it is dead silent, except that each beat of your heart drives a deeper disquiet. There are no signs of life, not people nor animals. There is a sickly light, but it comes from nowhere. Not even the bleeding sun is here, for there is no sky to hold it, only a starless void. Then a bell begins to toll, the hollow gongs like the sobs of a hidden giant. After 3 of these, the ground cracks and red chains shoot through the stone. Before you can defend yourself, the chains, each link as big as your hand, wrap themselves around you, pulling in different directions like children fighting over a rag doll. There is a ripping noise as your backpack is torn from your shoulders. Erase your backpack and all of its contents. Finally, enough of the chains seem to agree what to do with you that you are swept off your feet and are dragged along the stone ground up familiar pathways, Destiny's Boulevard, Melody Lane, Grace Dancer Road, and finally Meditation Plaza, where the white halls of supremacy stand, intact as ever. Only now they are covered from gates to bell tower in chains. Turn to 71. My backpack! This is hard. With that, that is the end of part 16. So I filmed parts 15 through 17 of this Let's Play all in one go, and this clip that you're watching marks the end of part 16. Stay tuned for part 17. That's all I got for you for now. Get out there, do all the stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye!